Well, I want to say hello and good morning to everybody. This is Thursday, May the 9th, and if you follow me enough and you watch my page and you looked at last night, we talked about how there were changes to the forecast, and we thought we could see some strong storms across at least the southeastern parts of the area today, and that indeed has materialized. If we're trying to wait for some viewers to get in here, but so far it looks like we don't have anybody viewing here, but that could be just a little bit of a delay on my end. But yeah, we are watching these strong thunderstorms. Looks like we're up to 48 now. Okay, so we can get going. All right, so these thunderstorms. I know if you look south of Wichita Falls, you probably see the dark skies here, and there are two severe thunderstorm warnings up now. Now, let me just kind of back up a little bit. These are hell-producing thunderstorms. It's what we call elevated thunderstorms. Elevated thunderstorms form when the air at the Earth's surface is a bit cooler, and so they don't really have unstable air at the Earth's surface to feed off of. So they develop up higher in the atmosphere. Their storm bases are higher, and that's where they tend to form. These do not produce tornadoes, so we're not worried about that. So you don't have to worry about tornadic activity. But these storms do produce hail. Elevated thunderstorms produce hail. That's what they're mostly known for. They're moving kind of east northeast, and we got two warnings out now. We got one that is a severe thunderstorm warning for Young County and Jack County, and another severe thunderstorm warning for Archer, Wichita, and Clay County. Now these storms are supercells, but they are elevated, what we call elevated supercells. It means they get their source. In order to have a thunderstorm, you have to have an imbalance in the atmosphere, and that imbalance is up higher in the sky, and they get their imbalance up higher, and that's why we call them elevated. If they're surface-based storms, it's hotter outside, and they have access to that more moist air at the Earth's surface, and that's when they really get bad. But with all the bad weather that's been going on over the last couple of days, I did think I'd do a Facebook Live here. Did one of these last night before I went to bed, before I left the station, and talked about this scenario. But these storms are, again, hail producers, and that is really it. These are not tornadic. They're not going to be, so don't be too worried about that. Here at my house in Lakeside City, unfortunately, it sounds like it's raining again. And this storm, as it moves kind of a little east-northeast, is not only going to produce at least some heavy rain over Wichita Falls, but there may also be a bit of a hail threat there too. Hail probably to the size of maybe nickels or dimes, maybe up to quarter size as it moves into Lakeside City here soon, and then crosses the southeastern part of Wichita Falls, and from there it's going to kind of go up into Clay County, so Jolly, maybe Henrietta, Dean area, Petrolia. You'll be next. Matter of fact, it looks like the warning has now, no, it's the same, but the warning does include Jolly and Dean. Got a nice big hook echo. Again, this is a rotating thunderstorm, but the rotation is way up high in the sky and not at the Earth's surface. So no threat for tornadoes with this. If we sounds like I may have some hail here at the station, here at the house now. But if I take a look here, heavy rain and hail threats have now, kind of pushed through Archer City. These are coming up on 281 there near Scotland, north of Windthorst. But again, I think that the hail threat is going to go, roughly up towards Lakeside City. Matter of fact, I think I hear hail at my house here. This looks like mostly small hail, maybe a dime, maybe up to the size of nickels. Tell you what, I'm going to look at the hail size here at the house. I'll be right back. So the hail sizes here at my house, if there is any, it's really small. It looks to me like if we got any hail here at my house in Lakeside City, we just got dimes. But it may get a little bit larger. I'm going to say dimes to nickel. It doesn't look that impressive to me. And it looks like that little hail threat goes and crosses the southeast side of Wichita Falls, kind of over the east end of Southwest Parkway, and then kind of moves up towards Kickapoo Airport and kind of moves along Jacksboro Highway. May clip the maybe the southeastern part of downtown Wichita Falls. From there, it kind of crosses over, may brush the southern side of the Shepherd Air Force Base. But it looks like there's little hail threats that go up towards Dean and Jolly here. And again, moving northeast. So, but the hail doesn't look that large, at least with this radar image here. Now let's go down south and let's talk about what's going on down there in Young County and into the Jack County area. Now this storm down here, at least based upon radar imagery, looks like it's got some larger hailstones. And if I stop it here, we can look at the algorithm. The algorithm on at least the radar here suggests that would be 2+ inch size hail. Now, that's probably the radar picking up on objects aloft. I don't know that it's going to be that big once it reaches the Earth's surface, but certainly does look like at least maybe up to the size of golf balls there north of Bryson headed into Jack County. So at least golf ball size hail down that way. Again, moving to the east-northeast, the hail part of this storm will be very close to and probably miss Jacksboro, but it is going to eventually make its way up there into Clay and Monte County. So those areas are going to get some hail-producing storms there. I want to show what I'm talking about here. This is what we call elevated storms. Now, if you look down here, the radar does show some spin and rotation on that storm down towards Bryson. But remember what I said, the updraft in these storms spins. It is some rotation up there aloft, and it's that spin that allows the hail sizes to get bigger. It allows the updrafts to be stronger. So you do see some rotation, but it's aloft. It's up high in the sky. So the chances of that coming out of the Earth's surface is very, very low. What we have today is there's a stalled frontal boundary just south of us. You know, it's kind of down here, you know, kind of along Interstate 20 or just north of there. So these storms developed right along that boundary and then lifted north into the cool. This is called the cool side of that front. So they're elevated storms. There's still some pretty big thunderstorms now. So again, you're going to see these storm threats increasing over into Clay, Jack, and into Monte County. Those will be the areas next. Bowie, Nocona, headed towards you. Bellevue, Jacksboro, you know, hail-producing storms headed towards you. Any threat for tornadoes today would probably be closer to where that frontal boundary lies, which is kind of down along or just north of Interstate 20. So I'm talking about the Dallas area, Breckenridge, those areas. Down that way, there's a bit of an easterly component to the wind. There's a lot of instability down there, what we call Cape, or potential energy building up south, along the south of that front. And those storms that develop down that way and they can ride along the front, they'll be what we call surface-based storms. It means the bottom layer of the storm is located closer to the Earth's surface. And they have a potential to produce bigger hail and maybe even tornadoes. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But that's well south of us, not over us. Again, hail-producing thunderstorms because their storm bases are up higher in the sky. Moving into Jack County now. Looks like the hail sizes are probably maybe increasing a little bit now near. Let me go look at that. I can hear it. Let me go check on the hail sizes here at Lakeside City now. Looks like that hail size, that hail's about to move right over the southern and the southeastern part of Wichita Falls. Let me go look outside and see what's going on here. I'll be right back. large hail here yet, but that could change at any time. And I don't know how large the hail is going to be. Radar estimates 1 inch in diameter hail here, and I don't know. That's what these little triangles. That says 1.15 inches hail, but that's probably a loft. A lot of that melts on the way down. So I'm going to still say nickel-size hail at the most over Wichita Falls as this storm. This is not. It doesn't appear to be damaging hail. So if you're worried about your car not being underneath the garage, I think you're going to be okay. But just to be on the safe side, and we're going to continue to kind of watch it. I know there's just been so much storminess lately that everybody is very nervous when it comes to storms. And these are big supercells. And if we had surface-based instability, I'd be a lot more concerned about what's going on. Look at that big hail showing up near Loving, Texas now, headed towards Jermaine. Now, it looks like that hail part of that storm going to be close, but it looks like it's going to be a hair north of Jacksboro. What about the rotation? Carl, there is some rotation there in the storm, but if you look at the rotation, I believe that is going to be a loft. I think it's going to be above the Earth's surface. I think that's going to be, again, we're dealing with cool air thunderstorms. You walk outside and it's not real warm and humid. It's cool. It's not hot. So you jump up above the Earth's surface and the air is actually warmer than the air at the Earth's surface, if that makes sense to you. So that's where your instability, that's where your source is coming from. So any of those types of rotations are probably suspended up high in the sky. I mean, there's some decent little updraft rotation down there, but I do believe that that's going to be suspended aloft, and that's why you don't see a tornado warning down there. But, there's been a lot of bad weather. Boy, yesterday, Tennessee and Alabama just got absolutely slammed. It's been so much bad weather as of late. All right, so we got questions here. I'm trying to answer you guys' questions if we can. And you want to know about, let me see something here. Let's put that above it. There we go. All right, so people want to know, all right, so let me see what we got here. See, I know you guys are happy about rain, and yes, our watershed needs, and that northern storm did cross our watershed, so that's good. But man, my yard was finally drying out, and finally getting to where I could mow grass again, and my dogs weren't bringing mud in every time they walked in the house. And now here we go again with more stormy weather. I'm glad I made the adjustments to the forecast last night. I mean, at 5 and 6, I said southeastern counties, but at 10 o'clock, I did include that. So it looks like the hail size is maybe up to 1 inch in diameter, maybe up to nickel size, moving through Lakeside City now. Although here I am at Lakeside City. Jared, I don't have anything big here. It's small at my house as well. Oh, thank you, Carl. I appreciate that. Yeah. So, Bowie's going to get in on the act on this here too. You're going to get the storm to the south though, but it may take it. That storm is moving east-northeast, so I would expect new severe thunderstorm warnings to come out for that. Jacksboro, northern Jack County, and maybe southern parts of Montague down into Wise County coming up here pretty soon. That's a pretty nasty storm. I had a big old hail-producing storm. Now the hail with that storm could be a little bit larger, nickel, quarter, maybe even golf ball size. That makes its way northwest of Jacksboro. When you're dealing with elevated supercells, typically the largest hail you get with that is going to be golf balls. Sometimes in some extreme situations it can get larger than that. So there's your warnings. We got looks like all of Wichita Falls now in the warning for hail here. But again, any hail here at my house, which I'm kind of located right over that little hail core there, is small. But that hail core is probably approaching Southwest Parkway now in Wichita Falls. It'll be crossing Southwest Parkway, and from there it's going to go over most of the city, I think now. Small hail, dimes and nickels, and some downpours too. The storm is moving pretty quickly, so I don't think there'll be much in the way of flooding. There could be maybe some ponding since everything's so freaking saturated. Could be some ponding. Uh-oh. Hail size is getting bigger. Let me go look. I'll be right back. right, sorry, I was watching the hail there. I got at least quarter size hail here at my house. At least quarter size. Maybe close to golf ball size. So quarter to golf ball size hail. Well, say dime to quarter size hail moving over Wichita Falls now. Maybe isolated instances where the hail is up to golf ball size. But that's moving along Southwest Parkway and now moving through most of the city. So, yeah, it's raining. Yeah, you can hear the hail here at the house. It's coming down pretty good. Yeah, pretty big ones. I'd say at least quarter size, maybe even a little bit larger than that coming down here in Lakeside City. Most of what we've seen, a lot of what we see outside is dime size, but there are some instances of nickels and quarters. So, yeah, it's hitting the sunroof here at the house, and it is coming down. It came down pretty hard. It sounded like the sunroof was breaking in two. That's how bad it was. I think I got my audio issues fixed now, y'all, by the way. All right, so somebody asked about southern Oklahoma, and, you know, this is going to make its way through northern Clay County, and then it's going to make its way up towards Jefferson County. So if you're in Jefferson or maybe southeast Stevens County, you could see some of these hail-producing storms, maybe even into Cotton County. So let's go Cotton, Jefferson, and at least parts of Stevens County, threat for some hail with these storms. In North Texas, we go with Archer, Wichita, Clay County with the northern storm. Heavy rain down towards Archer City now with some storms developing on the backside of that storm. Then you got this big storm down to the south and moving north of Bryson into Jack County that is, producing, probably some large hail there too. Probably at least nickel to, maybe golf ball size. But those are some big supercells. Again, they're elevated. They're up higher in the sky. I like to refer to them as cool air thunderstorms because that's what they are. They're cool air thunderstorms. It's cool outside today. We're north of the front. So these are elevated thunderstorms pushing on through with small to medium-sized hail. As far as Burt goes, all right, so at least based upon the latest radar trends, it looks like this storm is going to move over the Air Force, Sheppard Air Force Base. But it looks like to me, based upon radar trends, this storm may stay a little bit south. However, this might be trying to move a little more north than due south, so it could at least clip the eastern side of Burt Burnett. But for now, it looks like the worst of it would stay to your south. So if they're leaving at 1, headed to Abilene, there's going to be storms down there this afternoon, and there's a storm down there developing now. We can look at the radar site out of Abilene. Give it a second to ingest. But there's going to be, this is actually closer to the front. This is actually where there's probably a slightly better chance for some stronger storms down this way. But at least right now, there's not much going on. Of course, I certainly wouldn't want them to cancel it. I think the worst of it might be east of there. But at least right now, things look okay. But they're going to probably encounter a little rain on the way down. So they may have that some. As far as Henrietta goes, all right, so we got people asking about Henrietta, one of my favorite towns. Hail over Wichita Falls, nickel to quarter in size, maybe up to golf ball in some areas. Moving over downtown Wichita Falls, about to cross 44 there, just south of what they call the Burt Burnett Walmart, are pretty close to there. And then from there, it kind of jumps up toward the southern side of the Sheppard Air Force Base or over Sheppard Air Force Base. This is kind of go over the downtown area, and then from there kind of northeast through Sheppard, and then going to move up into parts of Clay County. Now, somebody wants to know about Henrietta, and I think that at least this initial storm is going to pass northwest of Henrietta. So I don't think there's hail threats there at this time, but there are hail threats for Dean and Charlie and Petrolia and Byers northwest of Henrietta. Then we go down into Archer County, and there's just some good heavy rainfall. Nothing severe there. With this activity south of the storm that's moving through Wichita Falls at the time. So it looks like we've got some reports here of this was hail, Lakeside City, from the fire and rescue coming in, just a little bit less than an inch. And then here in Wichita Falls, Lakeside City, a 1-inch hail. So that would be quarter size hail. That's what I had at my house, quarter size hail. That's just below what's going to produce damage. But if you're, again, down in Jack County, that's a gnarly supercell, y'all. That's a big one. But thankfully, that's mostly elevated. There's probably some at least golf ball, if not larger, hail in that German about to cross the highway there, just northwest of Jacksboro. From there, it's going to move over to the northern parts, mostly rural parts of Jacksboro, and then up towards maybe the southern part of Monte. I don't know that that hail core makes it there. It may be more down into Wise County, maybe Bridgeport or north of Bridgeport, Chico and Alvord, and maybe kind of brushing maybe Sunset, those areas. So it could go south of Bowie, but it's going to be a close call. There are some storms developing to your southwest, and these storms that are kind of near Windthorst, they produce some small hail, but they could perhaps grow a little bit as they try to move up your way. So, and there's that rotation again on that storm down near Jacksboro. Yeah, it's got some good rotation. I'm not going to lie, it does, but that's updraft rotation. Going to move right over Jacksboro. I'm going to do something real fast. Give me just a second. I want to make sure there's nothing going on with that I need to be concerned with. I don't believe so, but I believe that's north of the boundary, but I hope that, I just want to make sure that boundary hasn't popped north. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's, it's pretty close to, but the boundary itself, and when I talk about the boundary, the little stalled frontal boundary where there's a better chance for what we call surface-based storms, is well south of Jacksboro. It's basically along or just south of Interstate 20. So I think that you're good there in Jacksboro. Even though there's rotation, that is going to 100% be a loft, elevated thunderstorm, hail producer only. But that rotation actually helps increase the hail sizes there north of Jacksboro. So pretty big hail headed in there. So dime size hail, Seymour Highway. So let's see what we got here question-wise. Somebody wants to know Galveston, Texas. Yes, weather app okay. I don't know what that means, John. Sorry. I'm guess you're saying Galveston, Texas. Is it okay? Yeah, as far as I know. Yeah, we've had hail here. Like I say, the hail has ended here at my house. I no longer have hail here, so that's good. So. Just had a good friend of mine back in Mississippi that emailed or just texted me and said, "Hey man, we got a big game here today. I guess they're playing in their state championship over there, and just wanted to know about the weather." So I'm gonna look at it real fast for him. Wow, we got this up on the radar here for you. You know, these storms are, they're moving pretty quickly, so I don't expect a lot in the way. And you know what, man, I'm so upset, man. I mean, my yard finally dried. I know we need the rain. I'm not complaining about the rain, but man, we finally dried out. Finally can mow again, and then this. This time yesterday, if you told me this was going to happen, I said, no way. And I did. Looks like there could be some pretty big storms down towards Dallas this evening, and those look like they could be surface-based. There could be some tornadic activity maybe in those areas. I mean, doesn't look like anything major, but I'm telling you, Fort Worth, Dallas, watch out this evening. Where the latest Hurricane computer model has some big supercells riding right along that boundary, moving right over the southern side of the Metroplex, and then some big supercells late tonight there in southeast Texas. I'm looking at the data, so. So. All right, well, it looks like these storms are kind of moving on now. Of course, Jacksboro, we're still keeping an eye on that. That's hail producer storm north of Jacksboro. And if we take a look, hailstones, actually hail size has gotten a little bit bigger there into the Sheppard Air Force Base. But yeah, some decent hail over Sheppard now, and I still think the worst of that stays southeast of Burke Burnett, and then it's heading up towards. The warning has been. Let's say the warning's been lifted, but you're looking at basically, over that hail moving actually 2 inches in diameter. Let's say hail in Byers, And it looks like to me this storm is kind of moving well, kind of just almost northeast. And it's going to lift. The worst of the hail probably stays just maybe near or a hair north of Dean. And then from there, it kind of lifts northward into eastern parts of Wichita and then kind of up towards Charlie. So Charlie, north of Dean, and then along the river, probably the Cashin community there, maybe just east of Cashin, and then up into Cotton County will be next. This will be just east of, it looks like right now, unless we get another thunderstorm that develops and splits off that and lifts north. It looks like this would be just east of Randolet. Close call, but just east of Randolet. Matter of fact, some of the latest imageries look like it's trying to move more north. It looks like this is trying to split. So I can't believe there's no warning out for that now. To me, it looks like the hail sizes have increased there, right over the Sheppard Air Force Base. At least maybe a quarter to golf ball size hail over the Sheppard Air Force Base now. And that's going to lift right through the northeastern parts of Wichita and just barely missing Burkburnett, and they're going to jump on the other side of the Red River. Randolet, close call for you. You could see some hail there too. And then from there, we could see some of these hail-producing storms up into parts of Jefferson, Stevens, and eastern parts of Cotton County. But again, big storm down there near Jacksboro, moving almost due east, slightly north of due east. So could see some warnings coming out there pretty soon for parts of Wise and Montague County. No warning right now for that storm up to the north, but I think there should be one. But hail remains the biggest concern over Wichita Falls. Over Wichita Falls, downpours, but it looks like the heavy rain, at least for this initial storms, the hail threats are over with for most of the city now. Anything following would probably be small, but the downpours will move on by here pretty quick. There are some storms trying to reform to the southwest, so I'm not going to say storms are over with for the day. We could get some more, but it certainly looks like at least the worst of this particular storm is moving out. Looks like the hail sizes may be increasing a bit down towards Windthorpe, the new cell. And with that moving kind of east-northeast, that could get into Montague County and parts of Clay County. So, but big hail there on the north side of the Sheppard Air Force Base. Hail sizes have gotten bigger. Even though there's no warning out, the hail sizes look pretty big to me. So, all right, I am going to jump off of this Facebook Live. If I need an update, I will let you. If I need to do an update, I will. But I got things to do here at the house before I go to work. So I'm going to jump off. And remember, these are hail-producing storms. If one of these storms come over you, you could see quarter to nickel, maybe even golf ball size hail. Maybe a little bit larger with that one down towards Jacksboro with that big supercell. But the areas at risk, again, Wichita, Clay, Jefferson, Cotton, maybe parts of Comanche County, Stevens County, Montague, Wise, and Jack County, and some of that there in Young County too. Just keeps on redeveloping there. These are all elevated north of a front that's stalled down there near or just south of Interstate 20. So this first wave moves on through, but I do believe more storms are about to move in from the southwest. So it looks like kind of a stormy afternoon. So glad I made those adjustments to the forecast, but it certainly is turning into a stormier afternoon than I was hoping for. That is for sure. So, yeah, I am happy about the rain. I really am. We needed it. The lakes needed it. We needed it really bad. Because, the dry period's coming up. It won't be long. It'll be hot and dry every day. So, all right, guys, I'm jumping off. Y'all have a good